Then one day Maulana had a dream, and in that dream he saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in that fikr, worry about the iman of the people at large, Maulana had a dream and he beheld the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, "O Qasim, build an institution here." And the Prophet sallallahu in the dream outlined the boundary. He says, "Let this be the boundary of this institution." And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam left behind few, in the dream, left behind some stones to outline the boundary. When Maulana woke up in the morning and he went to check the place in Deoband. And Deoband, the literal meaning of Deoband is where a Deo is another name for a jinn, where a jinn has been tied. Some people are of the opinion that in the time of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, he imprisoned some jinns in this area. Other people have said that it means Deo is from Devi. Devi is like Hindu gods. And so because in the whole region there used to be so much worship of idols, that because of the influence of this idol worship, this area was known as Deoband. But many centuries earlier, many people from Arabia, descendants of Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, descendants of Hazrat Abu Bakr, descendants of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, similarly, and they had come and settled in this area which is known as Doaba, which is the region around Deoband, Thana Bhawan, Saharanpur, and in this area, Nanota, and they had come and settled here. So they were descendants of Sahaba for many generations, for many centuries. And Maulana Qasim Nanotwi rahmatullah alayhi, when he got up in the morning and he went to look for that space in Deoband. And in Deoband at the time, there were Hindus and Muslims, but Hindus lived on one side of the town and the Muslims lived on the other side of the town. And in that Muslim area, when he went around in that masjid then he saw, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had pointed to him in the dream, he saw the lines which the Prophet had encircled. And then Maulana, under the supervision, Haji Imdadullah Muhajir Makki had gone to Makkah and settled there. Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi was his as it were companion in the discipleship of Haji Sahab, and they had grown up together and learnt from the descendants of Shah Waliullah Muhaddis Dalwi rahmatullah alayhi. His son was Shah Abdul Aziz, and Shah Abdul Aziz among his sons was Shah Abdul Ghani rahmahullah. So Maulana Qasim and Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi had learnt from Shah Abdul Ghani Muhaddis Dalwi rahmatullah alayhi. So they were friends and they were students of the same Mashaykh, and they had grown up together, and having made a mashwara and consulted him on this issue, they eventually decided in 1866, in the masjid in Darul Uloom Deoband, there was a tree of pomegranate, anar ka darakht tha, and over there they managed to gather 21 students, and one of them was Mahmud Hassan, who eventually became known as Mahmud al-Hassan. And they established a madrasa and they employed a teacher. His name was Mullah Mahmud. So Mullah Mahmud was the first teacher. Maulana Qasim Nanotwi rahmatullah alayhi was its founder. Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi was spiritual advisor, and Maulana Haji Imdadullah Muhajir Makki rahmatullah alayhi was its soul, was its inspiration. And it started with 21 students under the supervision of Maulana Qasim Sahab, in the teaching of Mullah Mahmud rahmatullah alayhi. They started with 21 students, and by the end of the year, when the fame spread that Maulana Qasim Nanotwi rahmatullah alayhi, he was already famous for his part in the rebellion. He was one of the commanders, so people generally knew him. So mashallah, people gathered from all over, from as far as Afghanistan and Sindh and Bengal, from all over India at the time. And India wasn't a country, it's not a subcontinent. It's a continent in its own way. From far around people came, and in 1866 they established Darul Uloom in Deoband. 2 months later, another friend of Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi was Maulana Ahmad Ali Saharanpuri rahmatullah alayhi. They established another madrasa in Saharanpur, which became known as Mazahirul Uloom. And they started teaching, and Allahu Akbar, and with Allah's fazl and mercy, Darul Uloom never looked back.